one of the things that I was really blessed with, I mean, many things, but when we moved into the home that we're in, is in the front yard, there's a blueberry bush. And we love blueberries. Who doesn't? Well, I know there's people who don't, and that's all right. But really love the blueberry bush. This time of year, though, you kind of wonder when you look at it, right? When you look at the trees, how many of you are tapping, right? Is the sap flowing for, yeah, a little bit, maybe, yeah. This time of year, we're on the precipice, if you will, of spring, the end of winter, and there's that sense of hope that rises up within us for what is yet to come. And I don't know about you, but I get a little bit, I'm ready, right? I'm not ready for all the mud that's going to be coming this next week, but I'm ready for the 70 degrees that they're talking about, right? And so all of that stuff kind of goes together. But back to the blueberry bush, that bush this time of year, if I didn't know better, I'd look at it and say the old thing's dead. I just need to rip it out, right? There's no color, there's no fruit, there's no evidence that there's anything really alive there. But we know that beneath the surface, things are happening, right? And it's getting close to that point where it's going to be too late to prune it because the sap is really going and things are happening there. What we see sometimes and what is are often different things. We have been given the gift to be able to look around us and to receive information, but the problem is we forget that how God has created everything includes the physical as well as the spiritual realm. And so we so often just interpret what is only through the physical and we forget the spiritual. And I think that's one of the reasons why Paul says in Ephesians that the battle that we are fighting is not against flesh and blood, but against the principalities and the powers. There is the reality of this realm that is parallel or in tandem with ours. It's around us that we don't often pay attention to. And that directly impacts so often what we see and what we think is real. This tension between what we see and what is actually true is, I think, where Romans 4 takes us this morning. Here's Abraham standing in front of what looked like a dead bush. I have a picture here, thanks to AI. I know this is exactly what Abraham and Sarah looked like, right? But when you look at this picture, I think it kind of reflects where Abraham and Sarah were, right? Their age, their despondency, their wondering. God has said one thing, but look at where I am. Look at the reality of the circumstances that are around me. How do I deny the facts that are rightly here? I mean, his body is as good as dead. Sarah's womb, it says, was barren. The promise that God has given is literally, biologically impossible. Everything said no. And yet the scriptures say, even when there was no reason for hope, Abraham did what? He kept hoping. He didn't deny reality. Instead, he faced reality. But he refused to let the realities that he could only see define what God could do.